CrossFit is still a relatively young sport, but it's rapidly expanding around the world, and as more and more people hear about it, unfortunately, a lot of misinformation is being spread and repeated. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about a sentence I hear far too often, one that's completely false, and take the time to debunk it. CrossFit is too hard for me, I got scared about what I saw online. Let's start with a simple fact. CrossFit, just like any other sport, has two sides. A fun, recreational one and a professional, competitive one. Think about soccer. Playing with your friends in a park has nothing to do with being a professional footballer. In the same fashion, running for fun on the weekend is not the same as training to win a marathon. But when you start running, you don't think to yourself, I can't run a marathon, let alone that fast. You instinctively separate the recreational side of the activity from its high-level competition. Well, the same should apply to CrossFit, but for some reasons, the mental distinction is not as natural. Why? There are three key reasons. Number one, CrossFit is a very young sport, and since it's relatively new, most people lack perspective. Instead of seeing it as a broad and adaptable method, they only see what's presented on social media, which, as we all know, is full of filtered realities and curated performances. And this creates a skewed, intimidating image of what CrossFit really is. Reason number two, CrossFit takes place in specialized gyms. Unlike soccer, which can be played basically anywhere with just a ball, CrossFit is often practiced in dedicated facilities with specific equipment. It does not mean it has to be that way, it can actually be adapted much more easily than people think. But the gym environment and the equipment can make it seem like an exclusive, closed-off world. You'll almost never see people training CrossFit in public spaces outside of specific events, of course, which would help generalize the sport by changing the public's views. Add to that the intense atmosphere in some CrossFit gyms, loud music, people shouting, minimal clothing, and a kind of tribal energy. It's easy to see how it could feel intimidating, overwhelming, or even cult-like for some newcomers. This all contributes to the idea that CrossFit is only for the ultra-committed, which is false. Reason number three, CrossFit is associated with intensity. CrossFit emphasizes intensity, which some people misinterpret as every session must be brutally hard. But that's a misunderstanding. Let's take a quick look at CrossFit roots. CrossFit began as a training method that blended multiple disciplines such as weightlifting, cardio, calisthenics, gymnastics, and many more to get the best out of each world and create a wide variety of workouts that can be put together in an infinity of ways while respecting the principles of constant variation, high intensity, and functional movement. And I'll come back to that last concept in a future video as it is sometimes rightfully criticized. This diversity makes CrossFit incredibly adaptable to all ages, body types, fitness levels, and goals. And just like any other sport, it evolved and some athletes decided to push themselves and compete, creating a performance-focused side of CrossFit with elite athletes and competitions, but that's just one side of the sport. Now about the intensity, it scares a lot of people, but it is important to understand that it can and must be adapted. It's even what it's about. Intensity is specific to each and every athlete. It is relative. For someone who hasn't trained in decades and is out of shape, walking briskly or lifting light weights might already be intense. And for a high-level athlete, the intensity threshold will be much higher. The magic of CrossFit is that both these people can train alongside one another and do the same workout with the right scaling and adaptations. CrossFit even has a name for doing the workout exactly as it is written, RX, as prescribed, but it also has a scale version, which means adapting the movement, complexity, weights or reps to suit your level without changing the intent or the stimulus for the session. So yes, CrossFit workouts usually involve some level of intensity, but that intensity will always be tailored to you and guided by coaches who know how to adapt and make sure that everybody, no matter their background, can get the same benefits. In conclusion, CrossFit is not harder than other sports. In fact, it's one of, if not the most adaptable training method out there. Whether you're a teen, a senior, someone overweight, an athlete, someone with disabilities, a complete beginner, you can do CrossFit. And not only can you do it, you'll thrive in a community-driven, supportive environment. If you don't believe me, just try it for yourself. Go into your local CrossFit gym and you'll see people of all ages and body types training together and getting better together. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, suggestions, or anything else, feel free to drop a comment down below. And if you want to contact me straight through my social medias, the links are in the description. I'll see you next Sunday, and until then, train hard, stay consistent, and never forget, make yourself proud.